Hi everyone, it's Terry here from nutsaboutsstamping.com. In today's video, I'm going to show you how to create a wreath card, and you can adapt my idea for any kind of occasion that you need. And I'm going to use the Perennial Birthday stamp set because I'm going to be creating a birthday card. My card base is going to be mint macaron. I've cut it 8.5 by 5.5. I scored it on the 4 1/4 mark, and this is going to be my card base. Now the next thing you want to do is choose a designer series paper that really appeals to you. I chose the Garden Lane paper. I love this paper because of the colors and the designs in it. But you're going to choose whichever color of designer series paper you want. Think about the occasion, though, that you are going to create this card for, and then choose the paper that matches. Now, the next thing you're going to do is you're going to take your designer series paper, and you're going to cut a strip that is 1 1/4 inch wide, and then you're going to turn this paper and you're going to cut squares that are 1 1/4 inches each. And you want to cut, I think, about 8. No, cut about 10. Sorry, I have pre-cut some because of my injured hand. I went ahead and I cut 10 squares that are 1 1/4 inch square. So 1 1/4 inch by 1 1/4 inch. Now, when you're choosing your designer series paper, make sure you like the pattern and color on both sides. So that's another consideration for you. And then what you're going to do is bring in your card base. And what I would recommend, I always stamp first and then I add everything else, just in case I make a mistake and need to start all over again. It's better to do your stamping first. So I'm going to choose mint macaron for my ink color because it matches the card color that I've chosen. Let's see if I can get this. Yep. Okay, and I'm going to ink up the phrase from the Perennial Birthday stamp set that says Happy Birthday. And I'm going to stamp it towards the bottom of my card. Phew, worked. Okay, so there it is there. And then what I'm going to do is now I'm going to bring in my squares and I am going to create a wreath. So I'm going to turn my card, I'm going to turn my designer series paper square on an angle so that it's a diamond shape. And what I'm going to do is alternate the patterns, and I'm going to create a wreath shape. Now this takes a few minutes to create and adjust as you go along. My recommendation is to start by just laying out your paper and then adjust it accordingly so that, oh, that's not so bad, so that you end up with a wreath shape. And you want to make sure that you have some of the center showing through, because otherwise it won't look like a wreath. It'll look just like a pile of paper that has been piled onto the card front. All right, so because of my injury here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to stop the video and I'm going to adhere all of this paper down so that it is the wreath shape that I want. And then I'll come back on and I'll show you what it looks like, and then we'll carry on from this point. Back in a moment. My wreath is all adhered and I'm ready for the next step. Just another tip to share with you is make sure that your paper doesn't go over the sides or the edges of your card, because then it won't fit in your envelope and it'll bend. So the next thing I'm going to do is take some of the mint macaron textile ribbon. I did that while the video was stopped, and I created a bow from the bolt ribbon, and then I'm going to add a mini glue dot to the knot. Just push it on and pull it off. And then I am going to add this bow to the top of my wreath, because that's what wreaths have. They have bows, right? And then one final touch I'm going to do after the video is over is I'm going to add some of my metallic sequin assortment embellishments. In this container are some gold kind of sequins, and I'm going to choose gold because this mint macaron design on this paper seems to have like a gold touch or gold look to it. So I thought it would be nice to add some of these sequins to pull my card all together. If you would like to see a finished photo up close, you can do so over on my blog, www.nutsaboutstamping.com. While you're on my blog, there's a Shop Now button in case you want to purchase the products I use to make this card. There's also a spot on the right-hand side of my blog that you can fill in your name and email address, and that will add you to my newsletter. I send a free newsletter each week with a project idea you won't see anywhere else. One final tip for you is that if you have some leftover designer series paper from Christmas last year, this is the perfect layout idea to create Christmas cards. Or you can do maybe wedding cards. I mean, just look at your designer series paper and let that guide the occasion that it would match. I'm Terry. I am Nuts About Stamping. I hope you create something beautiful today too. Bye for now.